Hello, it's Reverend Tony here. As you can see, I'm in St Luke's Church again. I wonder if you can see what I've got here, if you know what that is. I'll tell you more about it in just a moment, but first we'll have our opening responses. God is love, all the time. All the time, God is love. Well, I expect you know that is a compass. It's used for pointing the right direction, for telling which is north, which is south, which is east, and which is west. And if you put it down on a flat surface, it always points towards the north. So, as I turn that there, the north is in that direction over there, and that means that that direction, the direction you face in church, and this applies to almost every church, is facing east. Now, I wonder whether you've thought why churches face towards the east. Well, perhaps you know that traditionally Muslims always pray facing towards Mecca, and that's in the east, and traditionally Christians have prayed facing towards Jerusalem, and that's in the east too. Well, in case you're wondering why I've mentioned that, we're going to listen to a story now. It's an action story from the Old Testament of the Bible about someone revered by Christians, Jews, and Muslims alike, the prophet Daniel, and how he prayed facing towards Jerusalem. This is an action story, so you need to be ready to join in with certain actions when I say certain words. So when I say the word Daniel, I want you to cheer, hooray! And when I say the word pray or prayed, I want you to go, amen. And when I say the word lion or lions, I want you to roar, roar. And when I say the word king or king's men, I want you to hiss and boo. Boo! Are you ready? We'll have a practice. Daniel, hooray! Pray, amen. King's men, boo! Lions, roar! So, here's the story. Once upon a time, there was a man called Daniel. Hooray! He worshipped God and prayed, amen, to God 3 times every day. But the king, boo, who Daniel, hooray, worked for, didn't worship God and didn't even pray, amen, to him. One day, some of the king's men, boo, who'd been watching Daniel, hooray, thought of a plan to get rid of him. The king's men, boo, didn't like Daniel, hooray. So they went to the king, boo, and made him write out an order telling all the people that for 1 month they must only worship the king, boo, and no one else. If they disobeyed, they would be thrown to the lions, roar, and eaten. When Daniel, hooray, heard this, he wasn't worried. He went off to his room, opened the window, looked towards Jerusalem, and prayed, amen, 3 times a day, just like he always did. When the king's men, boo, found out, they forced the king, boo, to throw Daniel into a den of lions. Roar! But Daniel, hooray, was a man of faith. He trusted God, and he believed that God would look after him. And you know what? God did look after him. For one whole night, the lions roar, never touched Daniel. Hooray! They completely lost their appetite. The next morning, the king, boo, came to find out what had happened. And when he looked inside, he saw that Daniel, hooray, was unharmed. And the lions, roar, were just sitting there peacefully. So he ordered that everyone should worship the God of Daniel, hooray, and pray, amen, to this God whenever they wanted. A story about trusting God, about praying in difficult circumstances, and about being confident that God would look after us. As you can see, as I said earlier on, I'm sitting in St. Luke's Church, and that way is east. That's the way that people usually sit in this church. But I'm going to turn the camera around now and show you something else, because churches are a place of prayer where anyone can come in and say a prayer. And I'm going to show you now our prayer tree. I'm still sitting facing towards the east, but down the left-hand side of the church is this tree on which people place requests for prayer. And these are some of the things that we prayed for in church last Sunday. So we prayed, for instance, for India and other countries that are suffering badly with coronavirus. We prayed for politicians and members of parliament, especially those standing for election in the local elections this week, that they may always tell the truth. We prayed for everyone in our local community, that we may understand one another and support one another better. We prayed for everyone in our schools, for all the children and the teachers. We prayed for all who are imprisoned unjustly, or are held hostage, or are victims of injustice. And we prayed that as we trust in God, that we may all have hope. Churches, like mosques and synagogues, are important places of prayer, and everyone can come into a church and say a prayer or put a prayer request on our prayer tree, and we can trust that God will answer our prayers, just as he answered the prayers of Daniel all those years ago. So let me say a prayer now, and then we'll have our song. Loving God, we thank you that Daniel was bold and brave and kept praying to you, trusting that you would look after him and knowing that you would hear his prayer. Help us to be brave and to trust you as we bring to you our prayers for our world, our school, our community, and ourselves. Be with us and help us always to care for others and to show your love for others. Amen. So we'll have our song, Be Bold, Be Strong, for the Lord your God is with you. I know you can't sing it in school, but you can hum along to it and take in those words.
Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. I am not afraid. No, no, no. I am not dismayed. Not me. Because I'm walking in faith and victory. Come on and walk in faith and victory. For the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. I am not afraid. No, no, no. I am not dismayed. Not me. Because I'm walking in faith and victory. Come on and walk in faith and victory. For the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. Be bold, be strong, for the Lord your God is with you. I am not afraid. No, no, no. I am not dismayed. Not me. Because I'm walking in faith and victory. Come on and walk in faith and victory. For the Lord your God is with you.
And now we have our closing responses. God is love all the time. All the time, God is love. Go and show that love to everyone you meet. Amen. Well, it's been great to be with you today, and I look forward to being with you again next week. Until then, stay safe and God bless. Amen.